Hey guys, James here today, and welcome to another episode of Let's Create a World. This is part 10. Actually, the last part before we release the world, and that's also why this episode's a little bit longer, because I had a little bit of extra footage that couldn't fit into another episode after this. So yes, we will be finishing off the world, finishing it off up until the point of, relation? what the hell is that? No, up until the point of where I'm happy to release it. So the world, in my eyes, is done, except for houses. Now, there are, of course, like bugs with the world, though I seem to fix most of them. There didn't seem to be too many issues at all when I tested it. I got rid of the issue where they sort of walked into the canal. They don't seem to do that, and while they're happy to walk across the bridges, there's no problem with that. And it all seems to be going much smoother now. Now, I do have a few problems with lot, like, tearing. And if you don't know what that is, you might see it a bit later on. But it's where the edges of the lot don't actually line up with the ground, around the world. And for some reason, it's got this really awful blue texture. It's got like that light blue texture I painted on the oceans. And so you can see these really bright blue lines between the lots. It's really annoying. The thing is, when you zoom in, they're not there. It's only when you zoom out. You might notice it when you actually play the world. And that is something I'm hoping to fix in later versions. But for this one, I thought it was a fairly minor thing. And it doesn't really matter for just this kind of release. But I hope by the final version I can sort of get that sorted out. But as a whole, I'm pretty happy with where the world ended up. I'm playing with some lighting settings now. As you can see, looks awesome with the sun sort of setting like that. I really love the look of this world. I'm so happy how it turned out. It's just doing a day-night cycle at the moment. Look at all the stars flying past. So we just finished off fixing up the sort of ocean floor just then. And what else do we do this episode? I can't even remember what we do. Place some more rocks. That's what we do. Also, the very last thing I do in this episode, or this part, I guess, is something that a few people have been asking for, but I don't think I actually responded to it. But I decided to do it. It was a pretty good idea. But we will get to that in the end. So placing all these rocks around this sort of this 64 by 64 lot here, just to sort of give it a little bit of detailing, moving them around, shuffling them into place, making them look good. And yes, as for the website stuff, I've been working on that today as well. The world will not be released today after this video. It will be released, I'm going to say tomorrow, but that's highly dependent on whether I can finish the website in time. Basically, the world will be released when I can finish the website, because I'm still working on that. It's a lot of work, and in between doing that and actually working on the world and making sure it all plays fine, it's been quite a few hectic days this past week anyways, trying to get this all done and up and running. Here's where we go and actually put in the one large community lot that I was talking about. This lot is actually pretty cool because it stretches over the canal from road to road, as I was saying before, and you'll see it in a minute. And we rebuild the bridges, of course, because, like I said, we do actually rebuild them, and you'll see that taking shape, and it all works pretty well in the end. I'm happy with it. It did actually end up fixing the problem I had with Sims not being able to walk around, because for whatever reason they're having a lot of issues trying to walk from the houses onto the sort of community lot that we had there before with the bridges in the middle. That didn't seem to want to work. They seemed to get stuck all over the place. But then I ended up, like I said, I just did that one big lot and it seemed to just fix it. So, whatever works. I'm trying to flatten out this road, but this bit here on the left doesn't flatten out. Like, you can actually see me flattening it and then it will just pop back up. But I do actually fix that in the end. There's a lot of stuff I didn't record at the end of this, by the way. But don't worry, it's nothing exciting to watch. It's all like really mundane tasks. It was like me trying to fix all the lots, because I managed to fix like the like I was talking about the tearing issue. I managed to fix it like when you're zoomed in. So when you're zoomed in, there's no issues, but it's when you zoom out, it's still there, and I don't really know what to do. So if any of you that create worlds out there would want to give me any suggestions or any help on that, that'd be fantastic. But yes, any information is good to know about that. You can see it there, actually, all that sort of blue there between the lots. That's the tearing I'm talking about. But when you zoom in, it's not there. and it's just frustrating because you can see it when you're in the map view and it just looks terrible. Anyways, here we are. We're actually moving. Like I said, I wanted to move the rabbit holes. I wanted to reorder them because they're actually in a bit of a, they are in a bit of a weird position at the moment. It doesn't really make sense because now we've got that one big park. It makes so much sense to put this sort of town hall right sort of opposite it, which is what we end up doing. For now, I sort of chucked it over there so we can move the other stuff. So we move the plaza over, all the way over to the right. And then we move our town hall back over. I have to enter in the coordinates to sort of shuffle it over. You can see it's like sort of sitting over the ocean now. Looks really weird, but it gets there in the end, so it doesn't matter. So it all works out. So there you go. So like I said, we're sort of placing it opposite the that large park area. Oh, it doesn't have to be a park. What I was actually thinking of, because obviously this world is going to need like a gym, library, pool, that kind of stuff. On that sort of large lot in the center, you could probably do some buildings there and that kind of stuff. I don't know. I got lots of ideas for builds I want to do. And I'm also really, really excited to see what you guys actually build for this world. That's what I'm most excited about for. I can like, honestly, I can't wait to see, first of all, how many of you are actually interested in submitting your own lots. And then secondly, to see what you come up with, because it's going to be awesome. Multiple minds are greater than one. I mean, I'm sure we're all going to have some amazing ideas. I can't wait to see what comes out of it. And I hope there's a lot of involvement from you guys, because I would love to do like a showcase videos on some of the best lots. Or at least some of the ones I think are really good. And I have said this before, but for some reason I keep getting the question because nobody ever listens to the video apparently. But the lots don't have to be base game. They don't have to... so they don't have to be base game. They can use any content you want. You can use store content, custom content, etc. Though I probably wouldn't recommend custom content because not a lot of people like to use it from time to time. And also it's really hard if people don't actually have the content to make it work. But at the end of the day, you can build whatever you want because there's no rules on what you can submit really. It's just share your lot. Say like, look, I've built this lot. I think it's pretty cool. Share it. It doesn't matter what you use. It's just there so if people are looking for a house or a community lot, they can go to the website and say, oh, hey, I want that lot. That looks pretty cool. Let's download that. So you're trying to impress them, really. So, yes. Anyways, that was a houseboat that I accidentally placed. I didn't mean to. I don't know why, but there won't be any houseboats in this world by default. Removing some of those spawners because I was actually putting a new lot here, putting in a beach, which I thought was quite good. I actually do shuffle it back in a bit because that's not a very good position. But yeah, I actually add in a couple more lots here and there. I actually want to add in one more lot because unfortunately, it just annoys me, but there are 59 lots in the world. 59. And it's just like, why can't you be 60? It'd be such a nice number. But in the current release, there's only going to be 59 lots. So we're all going to have to live with that. And manage our OCD tendencies to get annoyed by that number. Later on, I will probably add another lot. Maybe 2 lots of the 61. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, so there ends up being 59 lots in the world, which I think is pretty damn good. For such a small world, that's a really good number, and there's plenty of places to build, plenty of variety. Just chucking back in the movie theater. We just do some flooring out the front. Nothing too fancy, and do a few palms here and there. I do go back into a few of the rabbit holes and add more trees here and there. I actually added some of the sort of hibiscus flowers there. I haven't added any of the sort of flowers around the world. Only on a few lots I've added some flowers. But I do want to add more flowers actually in the world. But again, that's not going to be in this release. That'll be in a later one. Because that's sort of like final detailing here and there. Because I guess as it is now, nothing is really cemented in concrete. Like everything is subject to change. And keep that in mind when you do download this world. I've specifically labeled it version 0.1 because I suspect there'll be quite a few releases and maybe a few fixes here and there. And also lot sizes, positions, etc. may change. So keep that in mind. I will try and keep the lots as they are if I can. But if there's a reason that I do need to change any of the lots, for whatever it may be, just be aware that the lots may change. And that's something that could happen. And that's why this is labeled as version 0.1, because it is subject to change. I don't know what's going to happen. in terms of fixing the lot tearing, that may require different lots or different shaped lots, and sort of maybe fixing the terrain underneath it. So they're going to be completely different in the final version. So that's something to keep in mind and just take note of. Yeah. Anyway, so we're working on the bridges now. As you can see, we've sort of put it in the bases, and we're going to start actually creating the shapes of them. Now, I believe I said this before, but I don't even know if I have a tutorial on it anymore. I know I have a tutorial on curved roofing or arched roof, which I guess is the same thing as this. So you could just use that really if you want to know how to do this. But if I don't have a tutorial, I'll probably do one in the future. I do have a few videos planned that I want to do when I finish this Creator World sort of week and a bit. Yeah, it's been like a solid week of just Creator World, which is not a bad thing. But I do have a few tutorials I want to do. This is completely unrelated to Creator World, but there's a few other videos I want to do. I also need to get back to doing my Let's Plays, update those, get a few episodes of them out. But that will be coming after all this, because this has been taking up like all of my time for the past week, just working on this constantly. So just letting you know about that and why there isn't anything else, because it's one Creator World video a day until it's done. And that's what we've done, because this is the last one, which is pretty exciting stuff. At least I'm very excited. I hope you guys are too. Yeah, so you can see bridges are a little bit tedious to do, but once they're done, I think they look pretty damn good. At least in my opinion, I think they look really good in the end. And they're fully functional, which is awesome. I actually put, I don't know if you saw it if you're watching closely, but I put walls inside of those fences there. And what that's there for is so that Sims don't walk through the fence into the water. Because those fences that you see there, they aren't actual fences. They're world objects. So because they're in the world, when the Sims are on a lot, it doesn't register those objects, so they can just walk through them. So I had to put like a wall in the fence, which you can't see, but it's there, and it prevents Sims sort of just walking through the wall, walking through the fence rather, which is good. That's why I did it. So this is the beach here, which I think it's pretty nice actually. All I did was do a bit of landscaping, but I left it blank more or less. Of course, you could build whatever you want on this lot. You could do a house if you wanted, or you could do, I don't know, something else. A house or something else. You could do a resort. Like I said, when you get this world, there's no rules on what you can do. It's literally, it's yours after you download this. You can build whatever you want and share whatever you want. That's basically how it works. But yeah, because I don't know, people seem to think there's some sort of strict rules. There aren't really. It's just build whatever you want and share it, and you're good to go. Of course, my preferences, which are completely different to rules, would be sort of a tropical, sort of beachy themed style of house. Probably sort of a contemporary beach style is what I'd probably go for in the end. Again, I'm having trouble with that road flattening things out. I just didn't want to cooperate. Here, I'm actually doing. This was actually a suggestion, which I did actually initially plan on doing, but I never got around to it. Was to sort of just flatten the water up to the road, and so it kind of looks like the canal is coming underneath the road. Anyway, is the idea. So I just grab a bunch of rocks. I was trying to find rocks that would fit, and I kind of just I place a bunch of rocks there because I didn't think a wall would work too well. So it's kind of like I guess it's supposed to look like a little cavey pass through of the water, where the water would sort of flow through from the other side. At least is the idea. And I'm trying to find rocks that are base game and that look decent. I think those are. I honestly don't know if this stuff that I've placed in the world is base game. I'm presuming most of it is, but then I guess that's where, if any of you guys do only have the base game with no expansions and no stuff packs, that's where testing will come in handy, because if it works, then we know it's base game compatible. If not, then we know there's something I've got to fix. Again, these lots here, these three are such troublesome lots. They keep having the tearing issue, and it's incredibly frustrating. I don't know. Like, if anyone has any suggestions on how to fix tearing, or at least, I don't know, fix it, or at least fix it, would be my preference there on that one. Adding another little beach lot here. It's actually a very small lot that we kind of chuck in here eventually when I get around to it. Just kind of chuck it in the corner here. I don't know. There's a little space for doing a beach kind of thing, so I thought I would do it. Don't Don't know what you could do on it. I don't know. I guess you could just do like a little fishing pier or something. That could be kind of cool. Just chucking a little pier on there because there's not much room for anything else. I guess you could do a small house or something like that. I mean, you could do whatever really. I'm just moving those fish spawners around. Oh, speaking of fish spawners, that was something else I did. I assume I do it in this video. I don't know, but I go back over to the graveyard and add in a little lake and do the death fish spawner because everyone was crying out, "Oh, there's no death fish spawner!" So I made sure to add one in. Don't worry, there are death fish. What are we doing now? Here we go. This is one of the suggestions that a few people mentioned. Do a path going up to the top of the mountain and place a lot up there. So that's what we did. I don't actually use that path though. I changed that path because it looks kind of stupid having a concrete path going up there. So I changed it to a sort of a dirt path because it looks much better. And in the end, it looks pretty damn sweet, I think, because it's sort of encased in trees and I don't know, it looks really, really cool. But yeah, you'll see it tomorrow, I guess, because that's when I'll release all the screenshots and all that kind of stuff and the download for you. Get excited for tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a big day. Yeah, so tomorrow I'll do... Well, actually, I keep saying tomorrow, but there's no guarantee it's tomorrow. It's when I finish the website, which I'm going to hope to get done by tomorrow. I'm going to work as hard as I can to get it done. But anyways, the plan is once I finish the website, then I'll do... the world release, obviously, and I'll do like an overview video of the world, just giving a quick tour for those who haven't watched this series and an explanation of what it is and what the plan is. And then I'll also do a tutorial on how to install it properly along with the custom content that you require. And then I'll also do a video on how to share your lots and all the sort of what you need to know for sharing lots kind of stuff. And then there'll probably also be a tutorial on how to add custom images for Sims 3 lot uploads because on my website, it grabs all the images for the lots you upload. So if you do custom images, then you can show what the lot looks like on my website, which is really, really handy because then people get a better idea of what it is. Anyways, while I've been rambling on there, we've been fiddling with the with the pathway and adjusting it. So we sort of smoothed it out and Sims can walk up this. I have fully tested it, so it's fully functional. I'm just moving all the trees out of the way so they don't get clipped in the face. And my God, there are so many palm trees up the top. What we basically do is delete all the trees up the top and then place a lot there and then place all the trees back again. So all the trees are on the lot. So basically, initially it's just a lot with heaps of trees on it, but of course you could just go on the lot, delete all the trees, and you could build something cool up there. I guess you could either do like a lookout or a camping site, or you could do some really fancy recluse house. That could be cool. There's a lot of potential for what you could do up the top here. But yes, deleting all the trees one by one, by the way, was incredibly annoying to do. Clicking on them and deleting them all. Because in Creator World, it's kind of annoying to select trees if you don't know. Anyway, so we're clearing them all off the lot so that they don't glitch. And then we go into Edit Game and put them all back to make it look like there's not a lot there initially. But of course, you can go out there and build whatever you want. Which I think is pretty awesome. It's a good idea. I don't know why I didn't do it initially, but I have done it in the end. So that's always good. That is a good thing. So we're just sort of finishing off, filling in the trees, plumping it up a little, and making it look very, very full and lively. Adding these big rocks here, actually, which I think look pretty sweet, actually. Just chucking them on the side there. I thought that looked awesome, to be honest. Not going to lie. Lining up that pathway with the lot, and here we are just editing game, adding in trees and all that kind of good stuff. But we're actually coming to the end of this video, which is the last video before we release the world. But thank you for watching this episode of Let's Create a World. The next video you see on this will be the release video, so get excited for that. Make sure to comment any questions you have down below, and I'll hopefully answer it in the next overview video. But thank you for watching. I'll see you next time, and have a great day.